Gibby, what do you got for us?
You could let's be clear about this.
You lost to $2,000. Welcome to Gus and Gawny. We're back in our favourite time slot, lunchtime, squeezed in on main session day.
Action all round, pre and post, but we've carved out a little bit of time.
And we're in your room.
Yeah, the walls are getting used.
They look good.
For those
The sound's probably elite. They can probably notice.
Yeah,
instantly.
It really bounces.
Even
off
I
the
can
walls.
straight away.
I can hear it a lot clearer. Raining outside. It was a tough session this morning.
Yeah.
Down in the fields.
Yeah, stereotypical Casey day.
It was a Casey day
cold,
today.
wet.
If another team was playing us today, we would have won by 100.
Oh yeah,
We know we know how to play these Casey days.
100%.
Anyway, that's enough about Casey. How are you, Gibby? It's been a couple of
has
weeks.
been.
It's been a while.
Time to
I feel like we had a lot to roll off the Brisbane game,
We should have gone straight away in hindsight.
and we couldn't fit one in.
Yeah, but we had a couple of days off, and then I think we had a pretty full sort of day the first day we came back, and it became a little bit hard.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, when you are the boss of your own show,
Yep.
you get to pick and choose.
That we are.
So we've exercised that right, and here we are. So, I think it's still a pretty good time to do it. Coming in,
Leading into the first final.
little bit of off-field stuff that probably was a bit hot at the time, so I'm happy to have let it simmer down. So
Still slightly talking about Phillips Gate.
Yeah,
a lot of commentary around Angus Phillips Brayshaw.
the Phillips is...
Did Lockie Neal give it to you on the weekend about Phillips?
Yeah, I actually heard from a few people pre and post up and down the race. I think it's less of a AFL wide thing, more of a if you listen to the podcast then you know that the Phillips game. But look, it was obviously a good win for the club. We're going to start there. Gibby,
I'll tell you what, I got
go.
feedback on the the bus photo of you two and Lingers, which I wasn't invited to be a part of.
Yeah.
People said...
If someone asks you for the iconic trio of the podcast, that's probably it. You're the iconic quad. Like, what do you call the quad?
Yeah, the quaddie. If you
the
want
quad.
the Gus and Gawny quaddie,
Ed
you're
Langdon
in.
gave you 22 minutes of his time, and I've given you what?
I don't know how that works.
Moving forward, I've got some positive feedback. I've heard from a variety of people that you were glowing in that photo. People thought you looked really good.
Angus or
Angus.
There you go. Thank you very much.
much,
Well,
Max.
Okay.
my philosophy is when you're with Wild Toon, you just that just gives me some life. It gives me some positivity. We've got some feedback about being too negative, so I think the visual reflects how I'm feeling on the inside. It's a bit more positive than
And the photo that got released was a clear example of captivity, son.
Yeah, he was Wild Toon in captivity.
He was like, that's almost as captive as he's ever been on a bus, fully Melbourne kit.
Couldn't agree more. Post game on a bus.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of places for him to run.
No.
I also my policy on game travel on a bus is pick someone out early, because if you run the risk of, if you sit in a empty 2-seat, you run the risk of sitting next to like a Stephen May or a Max Gawn, because you guys deserve your own seat.
See, I'm glad you put me in there, but saying I deserve my own seat. But and you two will be well aware of this. There's 52 seats on a bus,
Give or take.
give or take.
Do we have a bus sponsor?
We'd have a travelling party of about 45.
Yeah.
So 7 people are going to get their own seat.
Yes.
If you want to do
Let's
it.
call it 6, because up the back, there's usually 3 to the back.
Correct.
Right?
So it's usually, Maisie usually gets one.
I would say that, Maisie.
I sit next to his son a lot.
Well,
Because he's got skinny little legs.
Exactly. You got to pick a bird in the hand is better than 2 in the nest. And when I see Sun there by himself, I jumped on it. People looking at that photo would see a whole back bus empty, bereft of people, and I've snapped it up. So thanks for. And Sun he's a great sport, isn't he?
He's a
loves
good
that
sport.
stuff.
He actually, you can walk past someone and they don't move their bag off the passenger seat. Like Sun has bag moved already.
Yeah,
Like he wants you to sit next to
He
him.
actually, and that's the thing. We sort of ham it up on camera so that people think that it's a one-way street, but it's back and forth with us.
I feel like I've got a bad record on the bus. I reckon you're always on the aisle just looking over my shoulder and just commenting on what I'm doing on my phone.
What are you doing on your phone?
Well, last time I was booking flights and we were nearly...
Checked out in round 23. Booking flights.
And Max and I were talking at one stage about potentially doing a Gus and Gawny overseas. There was...
You guys
We
linking up?
may bump into each other in Vancouver.
Okay, well, I will be there in spirit only. I can zoom in.
We'll do a classic Gus Zoom.
I'll get my I'll bring my dressing gown.
That's the best episode we've ever done.
That's up there. Certainly up there.
I do get close. I sit close to the front.
Yeah, I
For
think the
no
front.
other
and I
reason
know
that
my
I'm a little
place.
bit older now.
I
and
think,
older people sit closer to the front.
The wives' tale. It's a wives' tale. I think cool kids sit up the back.
Yeah.
I think that's
It's millennials sit at the back, sort of
That's
set up
absolute malarkey. If
Maisie
you're-
sort of does run the back of the
Yeah,
bus.
but
to be
he's
fair.
come on, Steve. You're not 20, mate.
Yeah.
You've just turned 30.
Is he?
He acts like it sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We digress.
let's digress quickly.
2 people actually birthdays during the week. I'm now no longer in the top echelon.
Echelon?
Damn it.
No, you're right. Echelon's
Echelons are correct, but I say
You said echelon once live.
But echelon is correct. So I said it right.
You did. Sorry, man. Just having a bit of a laugh at your expense.
Mitch Brown has gone to age 32 now.
Wow.
And Melky 31.
So that
I'm
would
now in the 30s, just me and Maisie by ourselves in the 30s. Tom McDonald might have got there recently. I don't know.
no,
I think his
29.
birthday's like popping up in the
Yeah,
next
it's on
couple
the
of days
way.
or 2.
He's not quite there yet.
And Hibbo's 36 or something.
Yeah, he'd be 30,
Yeah.
35, 6. But okay. So how does that make you feel?
Good. Makes me feel a bit younger again. Now
Okay.
Melky's gone to that next level and Brownie's gone to the level above that.
Well, we'll speak to him about that today. Obviously, if you're listening to the podcast, you've clicked on the link, which means you've seen the guest.
Yeah. And who is it?
It's Jake Melksham.
I haven't clicked on the link.
Understood.
Melksham. What do we need to talk about?
Well, firstly, I think we have to acknowledge old mate Bailey, who sent in a photo.
That is
tattoo of
unbelievable.
your face on his
Unbelievable.
body. It's a big.
And I had to comment for some reason why.
So Gibby gave that one to me on a platter, which I
Yeah.
obviously went to town on.
Yeah.
The deal was if Gawny sees that,
He
and
would get
comments or something.
Well, he
gets one
messaged
of
me
you.
on Instagram and said that I'm his favourite person on the podcast, and here's a tattoo of Max Gorn. I said, well, that doesn't make sense.
Doesn't check
I
out.
said,
Yeah.
if I'm
That
your
does
favourite,
sort of make sense. Like you're the talent, but I'm the
Yeah, sorry, Gawny is in a Melbourne jumper. He doesn't have a podcast, so maybe he's a Melbourne supporter more than he's a Gus and Gawny
potentially.
supporter.
I simply said, well, if it's true, where's my tattoo? He said, if Gorny sees it, I'll get one of you.
Okay.
And
Have we seen
Have you
confirmation?
seen? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I commented
So
on
Gawny
photo.
said, can confirm, got 189 likes. I tagged you 9 times, so that helps.
Yeah, so something could be in the works.
Do you reckon I get 9
Bailey.
notifications? Because it didn't.
I'm not sure.
I just got 1 notification.
So Bailey, you've got Bailey's contact details.
Yeah, I think you'll follow.
Probably one
through.
that you've got to follow up there, isn't
Yeah,
it?
we'll
is it a
watch this space.
B-A-I-L-E-Y or a B-A-Y?
B-A-I-L-E-Y.
So just follow that up.
It's not Bailey free.
Put that in your call. We'll delegate that one to you.
Yeah.
Gibby. I've got a little something as well. We did a off-site session,
Yes.
and it was Schwartz CrossFit Melbourne. So do we have a CrossFit sponsor?
Let me have a look. Hold on. It could F45 Frankston.
Okay. Fear not, because that's right. We've got a conflict there. I'm pretty sure we don't have a mineral water sponsor though.
No, we don't have a mineral water sponsor.
So
what have you got in?
Well, we all got given a mineral water by Lionville Mineral Water, and they've literally written podcast sponsor. They've given us a little tag each. I'll hold it up for the visual. Not the podcasters.
So that's how much we sell out. We get 1 bottle of mineral water for free, and we give them a mention on the podcast.
Well, no, I've given it to Spargs, and Spargs is following it up.
So Sparks will follow that.
Spargs is following it up, but that I think what I was thinking, and this is what I sort of was leading into. I'm not sure how many sponsors we have, but I reckon we should have we should cap our sponsorship at maybe we have like a first 18 or like we pick a team of sponsors. Like for example, Green Zone Termites would be the Ruck Rover.
Yeah, we're speaking out of tongue a little bit. Out of tongue or turn? Out of turn.
Out of tongue.
I'll
We're
run
speaking
without
with
turn.
a tongue.
We're speaking with a tongue out of turn though. This is Sparks' area.
It is. I don't want to step on. I'm just thinking more ideas. Like how many sponsors?
And we'll get another one today, no doubt. With
I'm
Melky.
certain. Has he got something to do with 45? We'll save it we'll save it for when he comes on.
He owns the Auskick for 4-year-olds.
Okay.
Whatever that one is.
Yeah, we'll get that one going. But yeah, so the potential mineral water
The
sponsor.
two of you have had some little personal sponsors pop up recently, haven't you?
Yeah, we got
Don't know if we can
do you have a
mention them, but
fuel?
you
Do you have we have a fuel affiliation sponsor or a racing team sponsor?
I don't get where you're going at here.
Well, I went to Shell, the Shell V8 team. Took me out for a day.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, you didn't see the photos?
Oh, they were funny photos.
Funny photos.
You in a helmet.
My head doesn't lend itself to photography or helmets, and
Apparently it does.
well, I got
quality.
both. Yeah, well, yeah, there was neither
Quality
in
from
that
sources.
photo. But yeah, Shell, we can potentially do something with the Shell for our listeners. If
That'd
they
be
buy
good.
1,000 litres of fuel, they get 10% off.
No
You
one-
take any discount at this
Yeah,
point.
no one's buying 1,000 litres.
Yeah, well, that's what if you have a big tank? Anyway, so what you had something for Gawny, did you? Gibby, or
I've just seen some Instagram posts recently. You've both been
Manscaped?
yeah, just a little bit
Oh,
of
actually, I
love.
did see the
And non-affiliated sporting brands that we can't talk about.
Yeah.
who we hate,
Yeah.
so we won't have anything to do with them.
Actual football news: injury to.
Sorry, mate. Sorry,
I'll restart after the laugh. Actual injury news.
we're not cutting that, by the way.
James Jordan,
yeah.
little foot injury.
yep.
So Bit of a sad one,
Had to
obviously.
really bum us out, didn't you, there, Gibby?
Yeah, played every game this season. Got a foot injury.
Has this been released on the?
It'll be released before this podcast.
Talking about free
so
fuel.
this is an
Late
exclusive.
news.
It's an exclusive, really.
Yeah.
Talking about fuel discounts, and you go
Yeah.
bring it down with that
Bring it
stuff.
down.
It's a real shame, Jim.
But
He reckons he can play again.
Getting surgery today.
Already had his surgery.
Currently, or
I thought he went in at 7 this
he
morning.
went in. Yeah, but sometimes you got to go in and fast, nice and early. I mean, you can fast at home, but
I reckon he fast overnight. Probably don't get up at 1 in the morning and have a
yeah,
massive
but
feed.
he's also come into someone's probably been booked for months. and
Gibby,
he's
do you
just
know
come in yesterday.
when did his fast start?
When
You're the
did
news
he-
hound. You're
when
the
did he go
helper.
under? When did he go under?
You don't know
I'm not
what, so
100%
you
sure
know
on the
he's going
details
in
of his
time.
fasting. I'm sorry.
Did he
Didn't
have
follow
dinner?
that one up.
What did he have for dinner
Midnight
last night?
snack? Not sure.
Okay.
You're better
I'll
than
get
that.
back to you. I am better than that.
Okay.
I'm
Follow
not
that
really.
up. But he reckons he can
Disappointing.
play.
Yeah, he's a chance to be back later in the season. But disappointing. Obviously, he's played every game. Good news for T-Mac. Returned via the VFL. Casey had a great win. They'll get a week off.
The big
for
fella was
prelim.
out there. Big
Big
bone.
legs, big bone.
Big bone. He looked good. The boots don't help him.
Nah.
He's got bricks on the end of his feet.
He runs. I think he's a bit of a robotic runner to start with,
Yep.
and then put the bricks
Put the
on.
bricks on.
Doesn't help.
Bricks on a footballer in their 30s tends to mean there's not many years left. I hope for Tom it's not the case.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the track record's not great.
It's not a great. Although Sandy wore him his whole career. So, but Sandy's.
Big Aaron Sanderlands. Yeah,
David Mundy's
he's a
also
different
worn
beast.
them.
Barra.
He's worn them for like 150 games. Rival
Oh, man.
podcast, Mundy and what's it? The old sock and the new
old
boss. Or
old stag and young. Something or other.
And then there was, I don't know where the rumours came from, that Petrarca was injured, not going to play. He will play. It's his 150th game.
he'd had a bit of a low week in terms of how many people were talking about him. So I think it's tactical. He's walked off the track, made sure the camera caught a glimpse, and then he's got himself
Glimpse off
doorstopped.
the track,
Got
yeah.
himself doorstopped. Arranged channel 9 or 10 to come down to train him to doorstop him. And we're all talking about track again, which is great.
He'll play. It's his 150th. It's Hibbo's 100th for Melbourne, Sparrow's 50th. So plenty of
Flipping
milestones.
the coin track.
Is he?
Yeah, flipping the coin.
150th, you get that?
Yeah.
Good on you.
I'm generous with that. I actually gave Melky the 150 coin flip as well.
We'll ask him about that. If you've
And
seen
the
the link.
200.
You got a feel for Spaz though. I had Chunks 300, so my 100th just got parked.
Yeah, no one cared about it at
Yeah,
all.
so you get that.
And then important, there's an open training on Thursday. So
Wow.
fans can finally, I reckon it's been about 2 years since we've had an open
Wowee.
training session. They can get down to Gosh's, plenty going on there. There's actually going to be 2 tickets given away to the game. So fans, keep an eye out.
That's the giveaway.
That's the giveaway.
2 tickets.
Keep an eye out on how to win those. The Zurich bandwagon bus will be there.
Ah,
I think that's
Zurich.
got your head on it this year.
Let's pep up Zurich.
Jaguar couldn't come down and throw in a car or something.
Nah, people will take the tickets. It's a good prize. Hard to get for the MCG.
Yeah, there you go.
And of course, double header AFLW game on
Good
round
start.
2. Yeah,
1-0.
beat Adelaide.
Oh god, yeah. Grand final replay.
rematch.
Cop that.
Unfortunately, from a ruck department, we aren't getting our set shots completely nailed. Obviously, I'm very bad, and Loz had one that she might want to take again at some point. But Daisy, actually, it was a team play. They went back and slotted it.
7-point
So
play.
pure grand final rematch. Get the job done
God,
over
yeah.
in Adelaide Oval.
Oh god, yeah.
Pure.
City of Churches.
Who's taken over your spot there? I saw there was a few
Yeah,
names.
so Eliza McNamara and Eliza West are going to rotate.
You need
with
2
Will.
to take your job.
Yeah.
You
Big shoes
just for
to
the
fill.
record,
He's
you retired.
Retired.
They wanted you back on a 1-year deal, and you said sorry.
This is too
it-
much.
It was a permanent contract, and I stood aside. Nah, it was time for a refresh and get some of the girls involved. But 5 o'clock till 7 o'clock, I think their game is. And look, you'd be losing money if you don't rock up early and see both games on Friday night.
Is it still called Lil and Ben?
Lil and Lies?
Yep.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Podcast?
No, I just assumed. I just wanted to make sure.
Just quickly before we go to guests, have you got?
That's all from me.
But quite funny. People were saying what you should get tattooed on him related to Gibbo, and that quote that I just said. Then, have you got anything for us, Gibby?
So-
I must say it every week.
Someone commented that. Yeah. Maybe Bailey can get that on his body.
Votes?
I'd feel more comfortable with that than my head.
From the...
I'm initially, and we talk about not voting in-house, but I'm going to vote in-house because you tagged. And,
Yeah. And played defensive wing, and played full forward for a little bit, and rucked.
And if I had to think of a brand that we associate ourselves with, it has to be Green Zone
Yeah,
Termites.
well, I mean, that's the logical choice.
How you went to the termite, which in this case was Lockie Neal, not
Yeah.
calling him a termite, but that's the
No, it's the metaphor.
the metaphor.
Yeah, it's a metaphor, guys.
So that's you get my vote.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I
Yeah.
appreciate the vote. My vote goes to Cozzy Pickett, and here's why. I'd love to tell you why. in Albury, there's a wholesale chicken joint,
Yeah.
and they
You haven't got much here, have you?
it doesn't matter rain, hail, or shine. They just get the chickens out, and it doesn't matter, Cozzy. Doesn't matter if it's drop a ball, snaps, bananas, set shots. He gets it done.
It's got nothing to do with Albury.
Doesn't matter the conditions. The chickens just get out, mate. So he got his chickens on the way. Oh, he had 4 chooks in the first half. First half, 4 chickens.
Kick
So
4 chooks.
Albury wholesale chickens there for all your chicken needs.
Mine goes to Jake Lever, who showed no energy in 2 shows when he came on the podcast, and I feel like he channeled all that into one celebration.
So he
Interesting. I got a lot of names down here, but not Lever.
Yeah, well,
First vote.
yeah, that's surprising considering how much he yells. So there you go. Who's winning the?
It's actually Albury wholesale chicken Pickett. Has got 5 votes,
Oh, he'd be up there.
and he's the clear leader.
We'll have to get him on.
That's good because he hasn't been on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a worthy, and he'd be a worthy winner.
All right, we'll come back after this with our guest.
Yeah, let's.
Now, Gus, we all know the team at Zurich Insurance are proud sponsors of the Gus and Gawny podcast.
Yes, absolutely. Huge supporters of the pod. I think they were our first sponsor and certainly our first platinum partner, which is a huge result.
Yes, and they've also been on board as a co-principal partner of the club since 2018 and have been protecting Australia for over 100 years.
That's right. They provide insurance for individuals and families, plus businesses large and small.
Now, Gussie, we know you're a big fan of protection, rocking your helmet at every chance you get, so this is very on brand for you.
You're absolutely right. To see how Zurich can support you, head to zurich.com.au or contact your financial advisor or broker.
Welcome back to Gus and Gawny. Obviously, what you've just heard is the plug that we gave Zurich.
Yeah.
We don't undersell what Zurich do for us.
Nah, straight off the top, always, because great for the club, great for the podcast, and if you are looking for some life insurance, great for that too.
It's honestly it's not one of, it's the best for life insurance.
I'm pretty sure I saw,
Couldn't name
the
another
best ever.
brand, to be fair, but
Got to be honest with you. As far as life insurance companies go,
it's the only name that even pops up.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's probably for good reason. We've also, it'd be remiss of us not to, thank our platinum. So, the platinum?
Platinum, next level down platinum. I don't know what the top tier we're talking
God
is, but
tier.
God tier, yeah, Zurich's God tier. Next platinum is obviously Sporting Globe,
Clearly.
which we've all had
We've got
some great times at.
we got a few, Morty Alec in particular, we've got a few vouchers
We
left
love
to give
Morty
out.
Alex.
So
Morty Alex Sporting Globe's great. And then I'm just going to quickly run through all these, and we should be able to add another one today.
I'm
but,
excited to.
Late Day Zurich, Green Zone Termites, East End Wine Bar, Olive Squash, Fat Nut Customs, Bailey Fritz Electrical, Bega Fasteners, Cabin, Little Bridge Cafe, Bondi Sticks,
Yep.
Social Golf Club, Albury Wholesale Chickens, Sejuna Meat Solutions, Metal Solutions. Could be Meat Solutions as well. Adzi Adventures, which I'm really excited to get up to Fitzroy Crossings and
that's
using
exciting.
Adzi Adventures.
That's exciting.
Guzman and Gomez,
Yep.
DJ Paul,
Yep.
F45
off-season
Frankston,
only, yep.
Tongue and Groove Entertainment,
Uh-huh.
JT Air. I'm
Yep.
not sure what that is.
That was Jace Taylor.
Yes.
Jace Taylor's failed air conditioning business. Lionville Mineral Water.
Lionville Mineral Water. And then Shock Absorbers, we're still waiting for a report there from
Sparks. He's
Sparks.
busy at the moment, winding up DJ Paul for the off season. We've got Jake Melksham's our guest. Jake Melksham, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You didn't fill us with confidence. We're going to throw to you anyway. You've got to have some sort of small business connection over the journey.
I do. I've had a couple of small business failures.
Well, that's
sorry to
probably
hear.
because the marketing hasn't been up to scratch. Let us help you.
We can help you.
Well, this business is dead now. COVID killed it.
Okay.
As
Yep.
Max mentioned earlier.
That's right. Gus thinks COVID's
In the
hilarious.
podcast, it was called Next Gen Minis. So
Next Gen
Next Gen
Minis.
Minis.
it was a pre-Auskick football program.
Nice.
Because obviously you cannot start Auskick until you're 5. But as we all know, when you're about 2, 3, you start kicking the ball.
Nice.
And you want to participate in something to do with football.
Yep.
You came to our brand.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember going to a day or something. It was buzzing. What
Yeah,
happened?
yeah,
Just COVID.
Yeah, it was flying. You know, the P&L sheet wasn't great, but
Yeah.
we had a lot of
There's
numbers.
not much money in 3-year-olds.
Well, there is, but they're hard to. You know, you got to feed them, you got to look after them, you got
Oh,
to
they're
have
big
the
days. Yeah, right.
teacher to kid ratio. The big money maker was the school holiday programs, where it's basically glorified babysitting.
Yep.
Send your kid down, it's $100 for the day. They meet Max Gawn and Angus Brayshaw.
And where they're doing a favour for you, not knowing you're pocketing 100 ahead.
Yeah, I think I might have gave you a small fee, where it was warranted, but
So it's dead in the water now, but
Dead
are
in
you
the
looking to breathe some life back into it?
no.
Okay.
Okay.
It was.
Well, we can make sure
that's
it's
in the
dead.
past.
We can work on the other way of sponsoring and making sure it's dead.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
We'll
just
mention
thinking.
it's dead every time we talk about it.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I'm not sure that.
We don't want that coming back.
We
don't
think,
need
we
that
think
stuff.
outside of the box at Gus and Gawny. So if you think of honestly any other you got a third cousin who sells something or other, then let us know. But
That's exciting knowing you're kicking goals in the business world. But you are kicking goals on field.
oh, you are. What a segue, Maxwell.
Yes.
Well done, mate.
Thank
well
you.
done.
Thank
As
you.
long as you're
Thank you.
kicking goals,
Thank
I
you.
guess it doesn't matter where it is. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's good
some
to kick 'em on
story
field.
some story of yours as well, because you've had it not exactly all your way the last couple of years, and a heap of adversity, and the way you've come back. I noticed this year, and we did a few running sessions together, and we were at the back, Maxwell, and you were flying from day one of off season, and it's come through. You didn't start playing, but you've kept going, and you've in some unreal form, Milk. So
I don't think you
Thank
can
you.
whisper a swear word. I think it still counts as swearing.
we're going to cut that one out. But I've been so impressed. What's your mindset been throughout the whole, even the last couple of years?
Well, it's been a bit of a slow burn this year. So obviously I've only sort of recently held my spot, but last year was a good preparer for this year in terms of what to expect. Like it was probably very hard last year when you when it comes about you're not in the team and then you stay out of the team, and when you're fully fit and you're playing good footy, it's even harder. And then obviously the team winning and you guys winning was awesome, but it's also quite a hard pill to swallow. So in terms of this year, it couldn't have got any harder. So whatever I was dealt, I was more resilient from it. I would have been able to deal with it much easier. And yeah, I've just hung in there all year. As you said, I'll come back pretty fit. I got COVID at the start of the NAB games, which
That was a poorly timed.
yeah, you could arguably say I would have been playing in certainly those NAB games, but came out and then found myself out of the team again and just stuck to it, and a spot opened up as a genuine forward, which is where my strengths lie. That's for sure. I'm not much of a winger, which I dabbled in for a couple of rounds.
All right, mate. The Wingers Club takes all comers. We're not
Is
particularly.
he still got a membership to the club?
You'd have to ask Lingers.
I don't think I ever signed up to it, to be honest. It was,
Doesn't matter, mate.
Well, that's
You
how-
don't choose the Wingers Club. The Wingers Club chooses you.
yeah.
That's how he played it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't signed up to it.
So I played my 200th on the wing. I was out there, but I wasn't really there.
Yeah.
And then came back in about 8 weeks later, it's been good since.
It's reminded me of some of the 2018 left foot 50 metre bombs in the finals. Oh, that's you at your peak. Was that you were playing
Peak Melksham 2018.
bit of the Bailey Fritsch type role now. Now
That medium forward.
now we can fit both yours in, which is good. Great. That was a good question. Well answered. I love it. Birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
30,
old?
31.
Not part of the 30 crew anymore.
30-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No.
Well,
Well, that's what happens when you turn 31.
Yeah.
you got Hibbard, who's the oldest.
How old is he? Because
He's 32.
is that cleared? Like
Nearly
birth certificate
33.
32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Brownie, 32. And then me. So it's like basically 3 21-year-olds that are the oldest people at the club.
Yeah.
I reckon Hibbo's having a renaissance. Watch him come back next year.
Yeah.
He'll have lost a heap of weight. He's staring down his football mortality and hates what's on the other
Are
side.
you implying he needs to?
No, I'm just saying he's had a few soft tissues. He'll figure that out.
yeah.
Like he's watch him come back. That's my off-season prediction. I know he's still got a little bit of footy.
I agree. He gets better with age, Pig.
I mean, I know he's got
Finds
an
a way.
F45 in Frankston, which
Yeah,
we
the F45
which
Frankston
we
certainly
plug pretty
helps
hard.
him. Didn't you were in that industry for a little bit there?
That was another. That was another one.
Failed. Failed.
BFT.
BFT.
Body fit.
Oh, the
fit.
direct opposition of F45 Frankston.
Yeah, that was a little.
What? So Pigs knocked you off the perch. It was F45 Franger versus BFT, and you've lost the.
Yeah, well, it was our one was in the city, but I put a small amount of money into that, and
No one wants to do
say goodbye to it.
No one wants to do kettlebells pre-work in the CBD.
it was in Port Melbourne. It was a good spot.
Yeah,
Just-
right.
Yeah, I think COVID killed that again.
COVID, jeez.
COVID.
It's not so funny now, is it?
No, it's
Took
not.
the money out and ran. So
No one's laughing anymore.
So I'm also going to be 31 this time this year.
This time this year is right now, and you are not 31.
Couple of months. Jake and I are the same draft. Did you know
Nah.
that? Both drafted 2009.
yeah,
Went
What pick did you go, Melk?
I was picked 10.
Oh,
Went to the Bombers at 10.
of course you did.
Do you know there's only 13 left?
I'd guess that.
So these are the names left from our draft. And you tell
Yeah,
me,
well, let me guess.
You tell me where Melksham sits. Well, you're not going to guess the 13 names
year
left
were
from
you?
our draft, 2009.
Okay, Mitch Brown.
No, it's 2008. You're already down.
Oh, I've got 12 more guesses.
Sam Reed, Taylor Duray, Dylan Grimes, Dustin Martin, Nat Five, Jack Gunston, Ben Cunnington, Mitch Duncan, Travis Collier, Levi Casbold, Zach Tui, and us two.
Nice.
And Majak was technically there as well.
He's
but
retired,
Madge,
mate.
yeah.
He retired a little while ago.
He's retired, so it's down to 13. That list could get less. I don't want to write anyone off, but actually,
You got a few more years in the tank, though.
all of them look like they'll probably play on next year. So we're the big
Yeah.
13.
Hopefully.
Could have written any ticket you wanted, any price on the ticket that Gawn and Mel. Actually, to be fair, you were always going to get 200 out, weren't you?
200 games.
Yeah.
Oh, that was certainly the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You knocked off 20 in your first year, didn't you?
I got to 100 pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then when I got here, I had a year off,
Yep.
so that hurt me, and I broke my foot.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
I should be
That hurts.
nearly clawing the 250.
Then there's the COVID year when we only had
and then
15 games or
yeah.
something.
And then I barely played I played half a season the last few years.
You got a few more years in the tank, you reckon?
Yeah, body feels very good. And I'm going all right out there with you blokes. So
They going to chuck you another bone, or
throw the dog a bone.
we've got a great history.
We've
Mel,
got a good
of-
relationship with Jace Taylor.
First of all, huge Jace Taylor. Second of all, we have a proud history of getting behind some social causes and really flogging them hard and making sure that things happen. Getting our
Give the dog his bone.
give the dog his bone. Melksham has earned. If there's been a more deserving dog of a bone, I haven't seen him. So what you out of contract this year, are you?
Out of
All right, well just
yeah.
let us
Hot
have a
dog
shake.
and Coke's all I need. I'm happy to take it. I've made my money from the next gen and the BFT, so money's no issue.
We had Hibbo on earlier.
PG rated.
about 5 or 6 episodes ago.
Yeah.
And we got into a really good question about sort of his football career and being the mature age, then also missing a year through the saga and then COVID and then whatnot. You obviously not
I've done
mature
none of
age,
that.
but you've done you missed the year with the saga. You played during the saga as well, which that's almost like missing a year as well with that
Yeah.
with that
Wasted
2012
few
year
years.
maybe. 13. And then also you've just been dealt this COVID 3 years where you go play 15 games in a hub in Maroochydore.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy journey. I want to that year when you got to Melbourne and then got told you weren't allowed here for a year. I want to know, like, one, what did you do? Two, how did you feel initially coming to Melbourne, breath of fresh air, and then a week later you get told you're not allowed to be here?
Yeah, so as you said, career pretty much filled with adversity, maybe 4 or 5 years of it, like, by the wayside. Nothing really good come of it. But, I left Essendon because I wanted a fresh start. Goody was here. We had a few conversations towards the end of that 2015 season, and I just wasn't getting much out of my footy and I wasn't enjoying it. He could sense that. So super excited, opportunity for a fresh start. I'm very grateful for the opportunity I had at Essendon, and I had a heap of fun there as well at the time. Like, even though it was dire straits in the media and in the public eye, like, we had a load of fun. We made it fun because there wasn't much else good happening. So came to Melbourne with all the best intentions, and we just had Frankie, our daughter, on the 6th of Jan, and we got the ban on the 12th of Jan. So I was 24, come to the club. I'd spent 3 months with you guys training and busting my ass to get fit. And then
You had a spew day one, didn't you?
had a spew day one. I made sure I had chocolate milk before training, so you guys thought I was tough. I was like, these blokes will think I'm a hard worker. I am, but a bit of mayo on it. And then so we go into this meeting, and they're saying to us, like, they use some analogy, like it's a home run, like we're in front by so much on the last day of the cricket or whatever, and they're gonna have to bowl us out with incredible numbers.
You've gone to baseball then to
I
cricket.
did, didn't I?
Yeah, jump. That's all right. We're with you.
Bat and ball. I knew you were going to pick that up.
That's all right. We're back.
That's how confusing
And
the
then
saga sounds, to be honest.
gone. Yeah, that's clear as mud. So we've gone into this day, and they've dished out the thing, and we're just like, what? This was not part of the plan. The lawyers botched it. Anyway, and then so I'm stuck at home now for a year with the newborn, with my now wife Stacey. No pay. We're in a little place in Melbourne. not knowing what to do. I think all the boys straight away had planned to go to Europe. I was like, I didn't really want to drop that on Stacey with a newborn. So we went away and did some other things. But yeah, you felt I wasn't allowed to come in and see you guys or even clear my locker out or anything. So I would have been out of sight, out of mind, like completely from you guys' point of view.
I didn't think about it.
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't. Like, I didn't think about you guys either when I was in the middle of America and while you guys were here in the winter. But
That would have been great, mate, with a 5-week-old travelling around Montana.
no, it was good. It was actually good. I had to make the most of it. The boys Hebo and that went to Europe.
It's a PG show, so just
We'll leave
continue.
it there.
Ibo went to Europe.
Hebo went to
next
Europe,
point.
and then you
Next.
know what happened after that.
Yeah. Did he sail Croatia?
So yeah, he did.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I don't know if he sailed it. He probably slept through most of it and was awake during the
And
day.
you
but
were in America.
Yep, you were in
I was in America, and that's basically all we did. I didn't train for 6 months. Came back and met you guys. We went on that horrendous camp. I was cramping.
Why
cramping
didn't you retire?
Cramping for 3 days.
You've had a taste
Was
of
that your
freedom.
first taste back, that camp?
Well, I trained a little bit.
Oh, you full body
before
cramping.
it, but we only had like a month before that camp that we
Oh,
went
that
on.
was hilarious.
I remember we
So
were
I had
doing-
nothing in the tank. I was just going on.
running up the side of a mountain,
And he full-bodied.
and I see someone lying down. I thought he's half a chance to be dead, and it's Melky in a full rigor mortis body cramp lying there. We get to the top of the hill, waiting 10, 15 minutes, and the whole team is still on the side of the mountain dragging you up.
It didn't get any worse, but it didn't get any better. So I was just stuck in like a 45 the whole way up the hill. It was no good. But
Awesome stuff.
That camp, we had 3 days of pretty intense stuff, and the full body cramp was probably the best part of those 3 days.
it was.
But we're bigger and better, and
I thought, geez, I'm hurting, but thank God I'm not Jake Melksham.
yeah.
At that
What gets
point
you
in
through that sort of stuff is when someone else struggles. So when he's full
Struggling.
body cramping, I start sprinting up the hill.
But
I'm
I
going real
still,
well.
even though I'm full body cramping, I know I'm not in as much pain as
Yeah.
some others.
You're
I
going
know I
better than
can
Lockie
get through.
Filipovic still.
Yeah.
Someone nicked Hibbo's
He was
M&Ms.
halfway to China on that beach when he was digging.
Someone
army
nicked
crawling.
Hibbo's M&Ms, and I've never seen a bloke in more pain.
Casa had.
We got, just to paint the picture, we got given lunch packs for 3 days. So like one lunch pack to survive 3 days. Ration pack.
Not a rat pack. They're not a heap in there.
Yeah.
And Himo's ration pack got stolen on day one. I've never seen a more broken man.
He's been living off fresh air.
Oh, can I please have some M&Ms? Sorry, mate. Smoked them. They're all gone. And here, so with all that for context, it's a miracle you're still going, mate. So
Yeah, it's a funny story that. So when we went on that camp, I mentioned before the year off, I didn't get paid from Melbourne. It was an issue from Essendon. So you know how hard that camp was and the grueling time that we went through. When we got home, it was the 22nd of December.
Payday.
It was a couple of days before Christmas, and I jumped onto my account to transfer some money. And all the money that I was owed from Essendon, damages and pay and whatnot,
jumped in the kitty,
fallen into the account. I was down to my last,
scratching
10 grand, that was going to see us through the next few months. And then the money jumped in, and it was like that camp was just all worthwhile. So I said to Stacey, pack your bags. We're going to Crown for a night.
What Frankie
And I
got for
just
Christmas
went-
at you?
Well, she didn't know what was going on.
She
It
got a
was-
Rolex.
we went to Crown and just
she went to Next Gen Minis,
had
glorified babysitting.
had room service for 3 days. It was the best thing ever.
Oh, well,
So
that's what a chapter to that story. Well, hopefully the next few weeks we can stick another good chapter in there.
Where does the part where Hibbo comes to Mad Monday while he's still listed at Essendon?
that was
That was the following year.
that was
Again,
the following
super
year.
PG show.
Yeah, sorry.
So Hibbo, that was through Macca.
Yeah, that's right.
Macca said, "What's Hibbo doing?" We were on our Mad Monday. I didn't play. I just come down and see you guys.
Yeah.
And I think Hibbo, he was going to the gym. He had his gym gear on, which
We had to be...
which
we had-
regularly happens.
We had to have a nickname, I remember, for the day, and you could only call each other by their nicknames. And we go, Hibbo, Michael, what do you want us to call you? And he goes, call me Jim. And we're like, why? He goes, that's where my girlfriend thinks I am.
He's meant to be in the gym. But yeah, I think he might have sprayed a bit of water on himself before he got back home. It was stinking of beer when he walked through the driveway.
Which
God
other Essendon boys did what you did? Paddy Ryder and Crammery
Yeah, and Gussie Monfries.
and Gussie Mumfries.
So there's 4 of us that were at different clubs that we're all in a similar boat.
Yeah.
But funnily enough, so Stu Crammer, he was at the Bulldogs. I think he told me Luke Beveridge might have. Same thing. We weren't getting paid. Luke Beveridge gave him some money to live.
Did you ask Woody?
Nah, should have.
This opportunity. Should go on the Dogs.
Last couple quick fire ones. 3 kids' names.
Frankie, Teddy, and Alfie.
Yep. Age.
6, 3, and 1.
Which one do you like the best?
Oh, Frank. Oh, I'm in a real. What are you laughing at?
Just normally
went
normally
quick.
it's like I love
Went
them all.
quick to Frank.
They all popped into my head, and it was a quick elimination process. Frankie's like she's a dream kid, but Alfie's at that good stage where he's about to start walking. Like
Teddy's a
heaps of
killer.
expression. Yeah, Teddy's like bringing the mood down a bit.
Teddy needs next gen minis, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he needs kindergarten 5 days a week, but that's like a private school fee, so we can't.
Yeah,
we're
with
not
all the
copping that.
BFT, all the
And
failed
he needs
businesses.
kindergarten with extended hours.
Long sessional care. That's what they call it, I think. Long daycare. That's a 6 till 6 job. But Alfie probably at the moment. You go through phases.
Yeah.
Who's your favourite kid, Max?
At the moment, it's George.
Nice.
But Jess is not far
Charles?
behind. No, Charles is an adult. Dog years. He's in his 70s, 80s.
Really?
He's 10 years old. What's dog years? 7?
7.
Yeah, he's an old man. Do you like the nickname the Missile?
The missile, it's a funny backstory.
I would pay money to hear it right now. I know
missile's
you're
a good one.
shaking the cans for a bit of corn.
Probably a listener whoever came up with the Missile. I guess so.
You can name him.
Pete,
Demon
yeah.
PK. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
PK.
Demon PK.
Peter works at used to work at BP. COVID cooked his job as well.
Yeah. Oh, like it had many, but
Yeah.
I remember I had a hamstring injury in 2018, and what we did was when we were going out to Gosh's paddock early, the injury group would do a couple of laps before the main group got out there. So I went over there with Kegger and Harmsy, a few others, and Demon PK was there on the side, and he's got that little that Scottish Sean Connery type accent, and he's
Bit of Connery about him, isn't there?
he come over to me because I was in some good form, and he said, "Melchi, are you back this week?" And I said, "Yes, Pete, I'm back, mate." He goes, "Good. I can't wait for you to launch a few of those missiles from outside 50," like that. And he called it. He didn't call it just a missile. He had done some time in the war. I'm pretty sure.
There's
He
a
called
H
it-
in there.
He
Yeah.
called it an Exocet missile. And I'm like, it just stumped me. Anyway, I've gone back over to the boys and told them the story, and everyone's erupted. And then obviously that's where the
You're stuck.
missile came from.
The Missile.
The left foot missile.
Have you got anything more for Mel?
That's right.
But thanks very much for coming
Thanks
on,
for
mate.
coming on. Wish you best of luck for the finals campaign. I'm very excited
Likewise.
to be playing with you this year in the finals campaign.
Yeah,
Hopefully we can go. a long
can't
way.
wait. Thanks, fellas.
Love that, Mel. New route.